Here's why you'd care. Because the existence of him is the world's most powerful nuclear weapon, right? Governments would be trying to manipulate Superman into being on their side. Superman could end the Ukraine war in a hurry.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
imagine what a tank buster he'd be. He'd bust up 300 tanks in like 15 minutes, like just zooming literally through them in one side and out the other.
You guys seen Watchmen before?
Yeah.
Yeah. When they send like Dr. Manhattan, and he's just like lasering all the Asians. Just like, so
I want to say the lesser ones were in Vietnam helping a lot too, right? Did Dr. Manhattan just?
It was just Dr. Manhattan and the comedian. And
the comedian's just like setting people on fire.
I love that one line.
It's like me and Mike Tyson going to beat people up.
The comedian was like the more ruthless of them. He was exacting some psychological warfare. He was torturing and burning the villages.
Okay.
Dr. Manhattan would just vaporize you though. But I remember I love the line in Watchmen where they're like, the war was over 3 months after my arrival. Most of them wanted to surrender to me personally. And it just shows the Vietnamese like bowing down like he's a god, like surrendering and laying down their guns.
Just floating there.
But how couldn't you? Like he is a god. He is a god. Like
what does that guy say? He's like I think you misunderstood my quote. I didn't say there is a god. It's like God is born and he's American. Like dude, like he's just describing him as the creator.
Yeah, the existence of some sort of a superhero would like that would like completely upend like the power system of the world. Like there's that comic, what is it, Superman, like Red Sun, like SON, not SUN. I think the idea is that Superman crashed in like the Ukraine maybe or something like that, and now he's a Soviet, and that's they just explore that timeline where Superman is a Soviet the whole time instead of an American.
Yeah.
What would you do if you're a superhero? Would you now? If you got dropped into nuclear waste and then became Superman, what's your game plan? Are you like taking over a government? Are you ending all world hunger?
Am I literally like Superman?
Yeah, it's just Superman.
I think I'll just conquer the whole world. I don't think I'd stop at one government. I think I'd pull it all under one banner, and I would make memes a big part of it. Because you're basically saying, what would you do if you're God? So yeah, I would have a good sense of humor about it, but everybody would now. I mean, the flag would be. It would be a meme for sure. No,
like the butt flag behind me from The Simpsons.
Yeah,
yeah.
Or it's just your bicep.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that.
That's just FPSRussia's face.
I would own the new Congress because I'd want to set up some representation for the whole world, but they would only be comprised of WWE stars and former WWE stars. We're bringing The Rock back, John Cena too, Undertaker. I'm looking at you, Mankind. You gave your body up for us. I'm bringing you back. You're getting a good job.
What would you do, Taylor?
Well, Ric Flair was
like
going to have
that idea.
Position of prominence, but yes, Taylor, what did you...
Would I have a position of prominence in your government?
You would be the head of state.
Yes, I'm down. I'm down
with that.
I didn't say which.
If I'm the Superman, you can be head of state in mine.
There wouldn't be a real state. It would be like an emotional. So you're the head of sadness.
I like you're the head of despair.
State of despair.
You're the head of melancholy.
The secretary of Dome.
But honestly,
I always say that when I'm streaming. People go, "What state do you live in?" I'm like, "A state of despair." Just
I like your idea of WWE wrestlers where they're like coming to you and he's like, Grandmaster Kyle, I think we need to give food to the masses. And you're like, bang, bang, bang. In character. And then he's like, Grandmaster Kyle, I was thinking we could give some food to the masses. Maybe. And you're like, not good enough. Just, come on. Bring in the exhumed corpse of Andre the Giant.
Do I have the power to reanimate that, or is that beyond my abilities?
Hell yeah, let's throw that in the mix.
All right, so I'm zombie Andre the Giant.
Yeah. I would definitely take over the whole world.
It's like Spider-Man. How is there even enough like bioorganic matter in his body to
Where
shoot
was
that much
it?
webbing?
Where was it before it was on her? Where was it stored in him? Because
Right?
this motherfucker must have a venom sac.
Mark
Dude, it must have had a
Rockwell is
pot
his
belly.
name. That's Mark Rockwell is his name. Have you guys seen that meme where Spider-Man fires a spray and then it just hits that chick in the face?
Yeah.
Mark Rockwell is his name, man. That guy is a huge loads.
I think what he'd done there is he'd used a technique where he comes, but he's squeezing the head of his penis, not allowing any out, and then he's making it all go out in one burst, and it just hits her face like when Spidey would send the big wide web to capture somebody.
Technique. This is a pretty funny meme, though.
That was one of the coolest things about Spider-Man. Like he doesn't just have like a web to like grab things with. He's got like a whole like wide web of things that he can do with those spins.
Not
which
all
Spider-Man,
of them,
all right, which Spider-Man do you like better, or which like version? The one who is like mutated and so webbing just comes out of his wrist, or the one who is like smart enough, in addition to being bitten by a radioactive Spider-Man, that he has created a super material that he creates willy-nilly with his job working at the Daily Bugle in his like apartment. And it just fits in a little pod there.
That's such an easy question. You want to be the guy with the stuff built in.
Which do you prefer, though?
I disagree. No. Okay.
As a viewer,
it's a different question. As a viewer, I am more impressed by Smart Spider-Man, and I like as a viewer that he impressed Tony Stark. So that version of the.
But didn't Tony Stark make the web for it? I thought Tony Stark made.
No, Tony Stark meets him and he's like, "Oh, this is really impressive stuff. I can see what you did here." And there's kind of a, not that he's Tony Stark's peer because he invents all sorts of great stuff, but Tony Stark was impressed with what he did.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I like.
It feels like he doesn't have a superpower if he can't shoot web. Like, what is his superpower then?
It's everything else.
He's incredibly athletic. He's sticky.
So he's a wicked rock climber.
Well, he's also got the Spidey sense, was literally like a sixth sense where he can sense danger coming.
And he can pick up cars and throw them. Like
he can. He got VW for sure. Every one of the Spider-Man movies has had a moment that really like got to me a little bit and had like an emotional response. I'll tell you what,
Toby. Talking about the cranes again.
Not the cranes. Not the cranes. We're going back to Tobey Maguire. We're going back to Tobey Maguire, the goofiest of all Spider-Men. I need to watch the new one because I know.
But the best Peter Parker. Carry on.
It's when he's on the front of that fucking train. And he shoots the webs out but they break. It's not enough. And so he shoots a ton of them out and he's trying to slow the train down. It's almost going to tear him apart. He's just screaming and his mask is off and he like passes out from the exertion, but he saves everybody and he almost falls off, which would have been death. But the people grab him and they carry him back in and they're doing they're carrying him in like fucking Christ or something. They're passing his body back.
Yeah, I remember
they really are. And like he wakes up and the crowd's like this. I don't know. Like one of the guys says, "It's just a kid. It's like no older than my son." Like they're realizing this is just a kid that's like saved them all, and they're like, he's like realizes he doesn't have his mask when he wakes up, and this little boy like gives him the mask, and he goes, "We won't tell," and everybody just goes, "Yeah, we won't say anything," and he's just like, that moment's really emotional for me though. I think that's a strong moment. It might be the strongest moment.
Do they say careful, like you're carrying a hero or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah. And they're being so gentle with him. Yeah, it's really cool. It's a good scene. That scene's great. And then
too often people rescued by superheroes aren't properly appreciative.
Yeah.
They almost like are mad at them sometimes, or like,
I think that's a new thing with like these more like the movies and TV shows and properties that we have right now that are meant to be like these shitty superheroes that the people have gotten jaded to the existence of them, just like we would probably. Like, I mean, we're sitting here joking around, and meanwhile, there's a fucking war going on in Ukraine. Like, what else can you do at some point? So the same way, like after a while, you'd be like, yeah, there's a guy that flies around, it blows people up occasionally. He's he bends still and he sees through walls. He just does that. Nothing. You just live with it.
I've never seen him. Like, crime rate's too small here. He doesn't really do anything for me. I don't give a fuck about him.
I don't know.
That'd be like me caring about the LAPD. It's like I never see them. I don't give a fuck about them.